This is the most important NHL video I've made this season. Not only will I give you a betting pick for Saturday, March 6th, but more importantly, I'll share with you some findings I made after taking an in-depth look at how my 10 NHL betting systems have done since last year. First, let me unveil my top NHL pick for Saturday, March 6th. According to the Blowout betting system, I'm putting my money on the Calgary Flames playing in Edmonton. Indeed, the Flames meet all criteria for betting under this betting angle that I've discussed previously. They won their last game by at least a 3-goal margin, and they are road underdogs in Edmonton. Now let me get to the critical portion of this video. I started tracking the performance of my 10 NHL betting systems at the beginning of the 2019-2020 season. For the first time in a while, I took a deep look at how each strategy has done. I also felt like the system plays had not done super well when backing favorites. For this reason, I thought it would be a good idea to check how we did as a function of the money line. So without further ado, let me share with you what I found out. First, let's see how each of the 10 betting system has done from risking 1 unit per wager. Now those results combine last year, the 2019-20 season, and this year, the 2021 season, up to the March 4 games. So for example, the first one is called the scoring drought, and it has done very badly. We have lost 20.89 units via 185 bets. And in brackets, it shows you the ROI, the return on investment, which is obtained by dividing the profit minus 20.89 by 185 bets. So we have lost 11.3%. Now the next one is called the porous defense. We lost 1.06 units via 49 bets. So that's a ROI of minus 2.2%, and so on. So next what I did was to categorize each of those systems in 3 categories. The bad ones, those that had mitigated success, and the good ones. So in my opinion, there are 2 bad systems. They have done pretty badly. Well, the scoring drought, and also the next to last one called the cold versus hot teams matchup. Okay, just to give you a quick idea, maybe you have already heard about it, but this system recommends betting a road team that has lost at least 2 straight games when facing a home team that has won at least 2 straight games. And we bet only if the road team's money line is greater than plus 125. Alright, so those 2 systems did very badly. Now there are 3 betting angles that I believe have had mitigated success. The porous defense, also the cold teams matchup, and finally the snapped winning streak betting strategy. Now the remaining 5 betting strategies have done very well over the last year and a half. So we have the hot scorers, the stingy goalies, the big upset, the blowout, and finally the hot teams matchup. Now I did not stop there. As I said earlier, I wanted to see how the systems did as a function of the money line, because I suspected that we had done badly when betting favorites. Well, here are the results. So when betting on a favorite whose money line was minus 110 or worse, if you're more familiar with decimal odds, that's the equivalent of 1.91 or smaller. in this case, we won just 0.39 units via 71 bets. So that's a ROI of 0.5%. And then we did very well in the next 3 odds range. So when the odds were between -110 and +105, so in other words, you have a team that has pretty much a 50-50 chance of winning, we did very well. We won close to 11 units over 59 bets. That's a jaw-dropping ROI of 18.5%. Now, when betting a small favorite, more specifically when the odds were between +105 and +130, we won 16.67 units over 144 bets. That's a ROI of about 11 or 12%. And finally, when betting a moderate underdog, we did fairly well, but nothing extraordinary. We won 5.21 units over 134 bets. So that's a return on your money of about 4%. And finally, we did pretty badly on big underdogs, more specifically when the money line was greater than +160, which is the same as 2.6 in decimal format, by the way. We lost close to 8 units via 137 bets. So that's a ROI of -6%. So it seems pretty clear from this table that we should stay away from favorites and also from big underdogs. We should probably focus on teams whose money line is between -110 and +160. Again, if you're more familiar with decimal odds, you should focus on teams whose money line is between 1.91 and 2.6. So obviously I'm going to use this critical information from now on when making my daily NHL picks. Now, as a result, there will be less picks on average per day, but hopefully they will be of higher quality. And in the case of teams that will be borderline acceptable, okay, either because it's one of the systems that has had mitigated success, or maybe the money line is not quite in the optimal range, I will call it a lean or an unofficial pick, and I will share it with you guys. Well, as usual, if you want to get all picks and all leans, you must be a member on Patreon, whereas on YouTube, I share usually 1 pick per day on the NHL. Alright, a big thank you for watching. I hope you found this video pretty insightful. Have a great weekend, my friend. And I want to remind you that my top pick for Saturday is the Calgary Flames to upset the Edmonton Oilers. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.